So I did a stitch a couple days ago with a woman that said I was taking from the serpent, or I was taking the apple from the serpent. And then I don't follow that TikToker, but I inevitably sometimes some of those videos, her videos will come up as I'm scrolling. And I saw one, I think it was maybe from today or yesterday, about she's being called a traitor and all because she doesn't believe in a political Santa Claus. So she's now seeing herself as being victimized. Okay, so that's exactly what this world wants, first of all. But because they love for you to take the victim role, because it's the perfect role to stay disempowered. And as long as you're disempowered, then you're not empowered. And this world, that wicked that controls this world, doesn't want people empowered. But there's so many problems with all of her arguments, and I it's hard to say. I tend to lean more that she's doing it deliberately, but I don't know, because there are some people that are truly just lost. There are this wickedness it's not just in these, like I point out all these statues that I've been doing yesterday and today with the Shiva and all that. But the Christian religion, that's been infected too. That's why there's so many different denominations. It shouldn't have been about seminary school or any of that. It was about your personal relationship. This world has gone out of its way, and everything it's done has been to either disprove the Bible, make you not believe in it, keep you so busy you don't think about it. It proves the Bible. So many things do, and that's what God is revealing, is that the more you look into this, the more you're like, no, makes the Bible true. This makes the Bible true. This makes the Bible. It's like, and so if you follow the Bible, then you know that God would never want you to disregard the good fruits. She doesn't want to see that. So is it really, again, I've said this about a couple of people, that I believe these people are, like Whitney Webb and that probably Alexander, who I'd done a video about, and this girl, I believe that they're smart women. So I don't buy that they don't realize that they can't put two and two together here, that there's a big difference between presidential administrations. This isn't about a political Santa Claus. Any true believing Christians knows that when you get to this point, only God can save us from this. It's just, that's not just here in America. I mean, other people in other countries are going through all this too. We're all going through this. So it's two things. It's either she's deliberately, like I believe that Whitney Webb and some others are trying to do, deliberately gets you to hate on one man. Because as long as they can get you to focus hate at one person, and that's what they've been doing for years now, get you to hate one person, then you'll become consumed with that hate slowly over time, more and more hate. There's a lot to hate about this whole system. The whole system you can hate, because the whole system's been corrupted and wicked. And at the very top levels, as I've said. But many of these people, especially that stand on the Bible, that they deliberately want to cause you to have hate at one man. They disregard, they don't follow the Bible. They don't. And in my heart, I don't think it's that, I guess it could be that they're that misguided. They're so consumed with their hate at one man, and yet they claim that they once believed in that man. I don't buy those creators either. They were all over YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, everywhere a couple of years ago that, believed in the Bible, supported Trump, and then that's why I said that was the red flag, and then all of a sudden they turned. It was diabolical. It was very obvious too. You could tell the difference between the ones that maybe were struggling with some things to those that were outright, it was obvious what they were doing. It was so obvious. They never supported him, never. And I don't think that this TikToker did ever support him, which is fine. But yet, then you have to ask yourself, why are they trying to go out of their way to make people hate him? I mean, God, first of all, God wouldn't want anybody to do that. Hate the system. I mean, Jesus talked about you're wrestling with principalities in high places, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's not... It's the wickedness of this world that's gotten control of everything. And so some of it's hard to separate. But when you become consumed with hate so much at just one person, and you can't step outside that to see that maybe you're wrong, then you will just dig your feet in further that with that hate, and that isn't it's gonna lead you nowhere good. We're not supposed to be filled with hate. Hate the system. You can hate the system. You can hate the way that it operates. It's just, be angry about it. God said be angry. Just don't go to bed angry. Don't go to sleep angry. But if people can't see that God would never want us to disregard good deeds, then I just don't think any adult person is that stupid. So what do? They don't want to look at the truth. They don't want to come clean and say, you know what, maybe I was misguided, maybe I was wrong, and be honest, because they care about the path they're on. Instead, they become the victim. I'm being called a traitor. I'm being victimized because it's like, what are you really trying to do? What are you really trying to do? Yeah, I don't know. I just know that when most of your videos are hate at one person, it's likely you never supported him to begin with, and you're actively pursuing, doing everything you can to make as many other people hate on him too. And so you have to ask yourself, why would people want to make you hate one person? Hate the system, fine. Hate the organizations that are going along with it, all of that. But to hate on one man, why would people, and there's so many of them that are doing it, but why? Because they follow a different path. They use the Bible to say that's the path they follow. But just like those that actually follow a Lord, it doesn't mean it's Jesus Lord. They follow a different Lord. And you can tell by their deeds, right? Because they're filled with hate at one person. Their whole life is about being consumed with making everything about that one man, the same way the media has. Doing everything they can to just rip apart one man. But then they want to say they're being victimized. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's them that are actually victimizing others.